What's up everybody, Royal Knight here, and in this video I'm gonna share with you 5 things you probably still don't know you can do in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, cause the game doesn't tell us anything about that. I'm sure if not all, then at least some of those 5 things are gonna be very helpful and interesting for you, and they may also save you some time while playing the game. So if you like the idea of making such type of content, please let me know by leaving a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for free to don't miss anything in the future. Now let's get right into the video. The first thing I want to share with you is how to calculate the critical chance in this game. In order to find this out, I went to Norway to this training field as it is the best place for testing. I equipped only Yingling Dagger with its original critical chance of 92 without any skill points spent in the skill tree, and after hitting those dummies 1000 times, I did 91 critical hits, which is almost the same like the critical chance of this weapon. So in order to do a critical hit every time, your critical chance needs to be at 1000. That's of course not possible, but I was curious what would be the highest critical chance in the game, and after a couple of tests I came up with those numbers. And here is the build I used for it. I'm pretty sure that there is more potential, but for now this is my personal best. Let us know what is your personal best down in the comments, and we are moving to the second thing I want to share with you. I'm sure this one is gonna save you some time while playing the game, especially if you are spending a lot of time in the shop cause you have some extra silver. What you want to do is, if you are buying a lot of iron, leather or anything what's stacked in the shop, just press left arrow and you are gonna select, for example, 200 iron with one click instead of holding the right arrow and waiting until it comes up to 200. I was using right arrow from the beginning till now, and I'm sure a lot of you are still doing the same, so you are welcome. Now I have a question for you before we move to the next one. What are you doing when you are surrounded by some enemies and there is an enemy that shoots at you with the ballista? I was curious if there is any other way to deal with it without destroying it or dodging the missiles till you've killed all enemies around you, so you can finally kill that last one ballista guy. I was also curious if we can do a missile reversal or at least a successful reflection, so I tried everything possible. I died many times while I was trying to do a missile reversal, and I'm sure I didn't miss any point of the way the missile fly over. I also used the Blinding Rush ability, unfortunately with no success. But what I was able to do is a successful reflection. What's in the end not bad at all, and it can be actually very helpful in the battle. What you need to do in order to reflect a ballista missile is, you need to press the parry button in a perfect moment. In a short range it's very difficult or almost impossible to do it, so you should destroy it, otherwise it will destroy you. But the longer the distance is between you and the ballista, the easier it is. So let's say that this is a middle range. All you need to do is to press the parry button exactly when the sound of missile launching is over, and you should be able to do a successful reflection every time without taking any damage. But remember that if you are even further away from the ballista, you'll need to press the parry button shortly after the missile is launched. Just a quick reminder before we move to the number 4. If you find anything from those 5 things helpful, be sure to leave a like on this video, cause so you are helping me massively and YouTube algorithm to find more players that might also like to know all the stuff mentioned in this video. There are some perks that can be activated in a strange way. Like for example the Huntsman's Armor set perk you can activate by attacking the ground with melee or ranged attacks, so you can enter the battle with already activated perks. The reason why you can do it that way is because the developers are often using the ground as a start point of some node tree that connects with all enemies, and in this case it is a hit node. But it's not gonna work if you are not over 20 meters away from the closest enemy, cause that's the perk requirement. Now, you're probably asking yourself why the enemies don't receive damage then. Well, the reason is because the damage nodes are placed in weapons and it can only be activated when they come in contact with a health node, which are directly placed on enemies, civilians and animals, and also when comes in contact with the breakable objects in the world. I'm sure a lot of you are still confused how some perks, runes and caps affect your stats and their reduced effect. So after a bit of researching, I'm able to give you some infos about that. So let's start with the health first. From all perks and runes you get 100% until you've reached plus 50, and after that you are getting only 30% and it goes down to 25% the more runes you are adding. Armor has a cap at plus 50 from perks, but you can use up to 14 great shell runes with no cap and add yourself plus 70 for in total of 120 armor. Weight calculations are very simple. The lighter you are, the higher are the reductions of runes you are using, and the heavier you are, the lower the reductions are. Evasion has no cap and no reduction. At least there is not enough potential to reach them and find out if there are some. When it comes to the melee resistance, there are unfortunately not enough perks of this kind to be able to say if there is a cap or not, since there are only 3 armor sets that increases this stat. 2 of them are increasing for plus 15 and 1 for plus 10. But you can't combine any of them for plus 25 or plus 30, so you can get plus 15 from the perks and plus 50 from the great shield runes with no cap and no reduction. Range resistance? Same thing here. The only perk that increases this stat is the Huntsman Diamond rune, that adds plus 25 to your range resistance, and you can add up to plus 35 with the great safeguard runes, with no cap and no reduction. Light resistance and heavy resistance, the same applies to both of them. There are no perks that increase those stats, but you can add something between plus 45 and plus 50 with normal runes. For poison build-up resistance, you can get plus 20 from the druidic armor set and up to plus 28 from runes. The same applies to the poison damage resistance, only that there is no perk that increases this one. For the fire build-up resistance, you can get plus 15 from the Egyptian armor set, and the rest is just the same like with the poison. So this was the defense part of the stats. The offense and weapon stats are much more complicated. And I'll be as always honest with you. In order to avoid false infos, I still need to do some more researches, so then I can give you 100% reliable informations. You want to see the second part? Leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, and I assure you that YouTube will show you the video right after I upload it. Or you can see it here on the end screen if I already did so. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.